Hi artists, I want to show you what happens after you've been exploring and you have an idea for some wow art that you want to create. The last part of our explore portion of the artistic process is to make a plan. And I want to show you how you're going to make a plan for the wow art that you'd like to create in class. Here we go. Once you've come up with your idea for a wonderful, original work of art that you'd like to create in art class, it's time to fill out a wow art proposal. That form looks like this. The purpose of this video is to show you and have you fill out your own proposal along with me. So while you watch this, we will pause the video so that you can fill it out at the same time. So, at the top of your page, it says who. That's where you write your name, the artist. So I'm gonna write my name since I'm filling out this art proposal. Then, it says here, what media? Remember, media is a fancy art word for supplies or materials that you'd like to use. The things that I think I want to use for this project are crayons, pencil, and Sharpie marker. I might change that as I'm doing my project, but I want to generally think about the kind of media that I'd like to use for this project. Then it says where, and that means where are you going to be mostly working on this wow piece of art? Which center in the art studio are you going to be working at? Well, since I'm using crayons, Sharpies, and pencil, I'm going to be working in the drawing studio. So I circle drawing studio. Then it says here, when. Now for our first wow art project, we are only going to use one class period to create it. So I see this number 1, that box I'm going to leave, but I'll find box number 2 and put an X through it, box 3, and box 4. Those boxes are there so that you can plan your wow art projects as they get longer and a little bit more complex. But since we're just practicing going through the artistic process, our first wow project will be just 1 day long. Here inside box 1, it says daily learning goal. That means on this day in the art room, what do I need to do? This is where I'm kind of planning what I need to do. So I'm going to write that I need to draw and color my picture. Now on the back, it says who again, so you can go ahead and fill that out. On the back, we're going to make what are called thumbnail sketches. And that's because they're sketches that are small, just like your thumbnail is small. So we're gonna make thumbnail sketches. We're not just going to make one sketch because oftentimes our first idea isn't our best idea. So while I was exploring in the art room, I realized that I loved doing observation drawing or drawing what I see, and I really loved using this dog to draw. So my idea was to make a drawing of a dog. So in my first thumbnail sketch, I did a quick drawing of a dog. Now these sketches shouldn't take you very long. They're not meant to be your best art, and they're just meant to get your idea down on paper in a way that's clear to me or to a friend when they look at it. So at the very most, your thumbnail sketch should take you 5 minutes. This thumbnail sketch took me about 1 minute to complete. So your thumbnail sketches should take you between 1 and 5 minutes. After you've done your first thumbnail sketch, you're going to try to improve your idea and make a second thumbnail sketch. Your second thumbnail sketch is going to be the same idea, but a better version of it. So I took the same idea of drawing a dog, but I decided that it would look better if I just drew the dog's face, because I want it to be kind of a big and close-up portrait of a dog instead of showing its whole body. I also decided that because while I was working in the Explore area, I really liked this paper that I found with stripes on it in black and white, that I really wanted to add a pattern to the background. And so I drew a pattern of stripes in the background of my thumbnail sketch. And I made a little note that said, I want to use warm colors for those stripes, like red, orange, and yellow. So once I've finished my first thumbnail sketch and my improved thumbnail sketch, I am going to get feedback from a friend. So down here, there's a little box to remind you of this step. It says, friend feedback using tag. Everyone should get feedback from a friend and give feedback to a friend before they do their third thumbnail sketch. We're using tag to give feedback. So tag stands for tell, ask, give. Here's what I mean. You're going to show your friend your thumbnail sketches, and your friend is going to tell you something they like. So you don't have to write down what they tell you, but I did just so you could kind of see. So I asked my friend to give me feedback, and they told me they liked the changes that I made from my first idea to my second idea. So once they've given me a tell, I'm going to check here. Then it says, I gave one ask. So your friend who's giving you feedback is going to ask a question. So my friend asked me, I really like your drawing, but what's it actually about? I don't really get what it's about or why there is a portrait of a dog. And so then I explained, I had to think about it, and I explained, well, I think dogs are actually a really special part of life and that they have a lot of personality, and so I wanted to do a portrait of them. The G for tag means give the artist a suggestion, and here's the language that we're going to use to give a suggestion. Your friend will tell you, if it were mine, I would. And so what my friend told me after we had chatted a little bit was, if it were mine, I would try to show a little bit more personality in the dog to show why they're important to you. So your friend who gives you feedback, once they give one tell, give one ask, and one give, they're going to write their name here. So I'll pretend that my friend Julian gave me feedback, and Julian would write his name there. Now, from my 2 thumbnail sketches and from my friend feedback, I'm going to make a third thumbnail sketch. Again, it's going to be the same idea. It won't be a completely different idea, but it's going to be better because I'm thinking more about it, and I also have some feedback from my friend. So for my third thumbnail sketch and the final one I decided to do, I wanted to add some personality like my friend suggested. So I made it look like the dog was kind of talking, and I made its eyes looking out at me. And then I wanted the dog to kind of be in more of a specific place. So I put a moon, and I thought it would be fun and it would look more alive if the dog and the moon both had mouths that were open. I kept the same idea from my second thumbnail because I still really liked the way it looked to have stripes in the background. So after you do your third and final thumbnail sketch, I'm going to take a look at your wow art proposal. And if there's any suggestions I have or things that I still have questions about with your proposal, I'm going to come and ask you about them. But if I feel like you really thought about this wow art idea and you seem ready to create, then I'm going to give you the go-ahead to use your art class to create this wow idea. Okay, artists, have fun creating.